there. Yep. Oh, wow, look at this. This could be 2 for Miragali, and it is!
Hey guys, so this video I'm going to cover the DLReso X. It's one of my favorite attacking positions in Jiu-Jitsu. So we're going to start off with going through the basic control mechanics of it, and then I'm going to show some different setups and different finishes you can use. And as always, if you guys like the content, like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we're going to start off with just understanding the broad principle of what makes DLReso X work and how to set it up, and then we're going to go into specific situations from different controls. So the first most important thing to understand is that to get a good deep lace, you need to have distance from your opponent. If I'm really close to my opponent with my hips, my leg is jammed up and I actually need longer legs and more length to be able to reach his leg. So kind of counterintuitively, the further away I am, the easier it is to lace because your leg has to travel less far. Additionally, if I can get on my side when I'm lacing, my leg has more reach, right? If I'm like this, it's hard for my leg to lace through. When I'm on my side, my leg can reach really naturally, right? So I want to create distance and get on my side. When I'm here, we're going to use different mechanics, and I'll go into it as I show the different situations. But there's going to be all sorts of different mechanics for doing this. Sometimes I'll push on the hip to push him back, which gives me space. If he stays strong there, pushing on the hip will slide me back. Sometimes I'll be using a knee shield to create space. I like use the shin on his thigh to lighten my hip. I'll use my elbow and kind of come up to slide back. But anytime I can create slide back, I can get into position to create an opportunity to go to the position. So now we're going to go through specific situations on how to set this up with different grips. Again, you can get to this from so many different positions, but the main core idea you're going to see with everything is having that long range distance. It's going to make it much easier to get into. So go up. So the first one we're going to start with is one of the more simple ones, I think, which is I'm in DLReso. I have my left hand on the ankle, my right hand on the far sleeve. This is a nice grip because this grip here makes it really difficult for him to push this leg down, which makes it much easier to lace my leg, and it's very difficult for him to get out once I get the position because I have control on this, okay? So here we start with the left hand on the ankle. My left DLReso hook doesn't even need to be in. Often I'll just have kind of knee pressure here. Now again, just like we showed before, if I can get my foot on the hip, I'll push his hip out, and as I get this range, it's much easier to lift my hip and lace. So again, I pushed his hip back. Now, once I push it back, I just kind of tabletop my right foot on his thigh here, like this, right? And that allows me to draw my weight up on the left shoulder and lace. Once I lace here, I want to hit high on the hip. If you hit low, it's much easier for it to slide off. And also sometimes he can like back step a little bit towards like a knee bar or something like this if he goes back this way where you drop down on the knee bar here. And he'll try to grab your leg for a knee bar. When I'm up higher on the hip here, that is a much further step. So you start back stepping there. It's much harder for him to get to that same position because as he goes back, he just gives me the back, right? We're here, I create space with the foot on the hip. Again, if he stays strong in the leg, no problem. I just slide myself back, catch the hip, immediately butterfly hook. Come back in. If he's really close and I have the shield, I can push with the shield and get back. Switch to the foot on the hip, lace, butterfly hook. So from here, there's a few different ways to finish. One of the easiest ones I always start with, you're gonna wanna go around that way, is as soon as I get here, I'm just gonna lean to my left side and pull his sleeve this way. It's gonna off balance him and make him want to post this hand. Right before the hand posts, I'm gonna swipe it out. So I go here, he starts to post, I swipe this out, and now I can come up on top and initiate passing sequences. Another good one from here is after I push him out and I get the lace here is I can sit up and grab this lapel. I pull it down and pull this sleeve. I'm going to take my right foot and put it to the floor here. And as I drive forward with the right foot on the floor, this leg bars him from stepping forward, and this pull will drag him down to the floor and make it easy to sweep. Another useful setup for the deep lace from here is if his leg is a little bit closer and I've set my foot on the hip and I can't push him back, is if you pull your knees to your chest, you can create a big forward off balance here, right? Come back up. So what will often happen is I have my foot here, I can't push him back, I rock to the center and I pull my knees in like this. I even use this hook here, this shallow DLReso hook, to help pull him in. And now as he gets his balance rock this way, he's gonna step back to keep his balance. So step back, exactly. See, and then it becomes easier to lace. So you mess with the guy's balance. I push there, he stays forward. I pull, rock out this way, he steps back, lace, and set the position up. Okay, so now we're going to talk about attacking with the cross sleeve. So this sleeve I'll often get directly from DLReso when he tries to grab this leg. I get this sleeve, I break, and I start going from here. If I was playing double sleeve and I already have this, I could go to DLReso, grab the ankle, and I'm already here. But the cross sleeve I often get when I'm playing DLReso. Let's say I lose this grip, right, and just pull it away, whatever, I can't get this grip, I'll go to the collar. And now the collar is a great way to break posture and attack. Very often from here, people will grab your wrist to break this grip and posture up. Whenever he goes to break this, it's often easy to catch this sleeve. And since he's standing tall here, it's easy to push off this hip and start creating that space. Again, I start to get away. Now I lift and lace. You'll find this is such an easy lace to hit when you have that range. And again, I lift up and lock high on the hip. If you can, I try to set my body weight on his shin so it kind of puts a weight pressure on his knee and makes it even harder to move here. Like that. I catch the hip, go here. Now the trick with this one is once I've laced, the tricky part is if I stay here, because I don't have that far sleeve, he can start pushing this foot down and trying to push that one down, yeah, and step off the position, and he starts moving, right? So what I want to do is as I'm here and I catch this lace, I immediately am going to sit up and grab this armpit material here. You can go around that side a little. Right? I'm going to sit up and grab this armpit material here. So I have like a very short window when I do this. Now this left foot, just like with the previous sweep we had done, I leave it up high on the hip. My right toes come to the floor, and I'm going to drive him forward as I tuck this and pull this forward. That's going to create a situation where he's going to flip overhead. He'll have two options. He'll either put his knee on the floor or he'll flip. We're going to do the flip first. It'll be very slow. So as I drive here, he posts his hand, but as long as he stays up on this foot, this is going to create a flipping motion for him to go all the way over. You will almost never need to do that because intuitively when you do this with full force, people will land on the floor or they'll drop their knee on the floor. So I'm here, I go here, he posts the hand, and see he drops his body weight down because he feels if he doesn't, he's going to go overhead. Right? So once I'm here, I keep the butterfly hook, I set her up, and now I have a nice controlled position from here and we can work. When I'm in this stable position here, I like to pull my feet inward because it locks him in a little bit tighter, and now I can choose what I want to do. One of the easiest sweeps from here, if you could even try to re-grab this or something and go back, but probably one of the easiest sweeps from here is I just switch to a single leg grip here, and I grab this far lapel. I want to grab this as high as I possibly can. So once I'm here, I go and get this cross lapel. Once I have the cross lapel, even if you're not good at wrestling, it's very easy to do a technical stand-up. So I drive my weight behind his hamstring here like this. I put my hand on the floor, step my left foot out on the floor here like this, and I drive and do a technical stand-up. Now, even if you're not good at wrestling, go ahead and stand up here. It's so hard for him to wrestle out of this because his posture is so broken with this collar grip. From here, I can start dragging him around, messing with his base, and bring him down. So another really powerful finish from here is instead of going for the single leg, as soon as I land him here, I switch my left hand to the back of the hip here. What I want to do is I still want to distribute his weight kind of forward so he's stuck on that hand, and I use this top leg here, the one that was lacing, to kind of pry behind his knee. I keep controlling this sleeve so that he cannot grab my lapel to try to block me. From here, once I turn him forward with that knee, it's very easy to switch this foot in, and now I'm in kind of like a baby bolo crab ride type situation, right? So from here, I'm gonna start pulling his hip directly to me, and if he doesn't respond, he's just gonna give me the back. So almost always when I'm here, he will start sitting his butt to the floor, exactly. And now I grab this cross lapel. From here, I'm entering into a crab ride. So from here, I can drive up. Usually he'll turn back into me, and now it's really easy to turn this into a crab ride back take. So one of my favorite ways to set this position up is not even holding the ankle because people don't expect it as much. So if I'm playing collar sleeve, often I'm trying to get on this side of him to attack omoplatas and triangles. So your opponent will lead with the other leg to keep that away, making it hard to attack the omoplata triangle on the far side. But again, my core objective with all of the open guards is try to keep as much distance within the guard as I can because I get more leverage and pressure. And from here, he's worried about the omoplatas and triangles, but all it takes is a quick hip change to the other side, and because I have all this range, watch how fast this catches. I just switch from here to there. Now I can grab the ankle, butterfly hook, and I'm already in the same DLReso X we did before, starting with the far sleeve, right? So again, I'm here, I'm attacking, trying to do collar sleeve type attack series. Here, boom, fast switch, I'm in position. Now I could sit up, I could go for the single leg one, I could grab this lapel, start driving forward, bring him down here, and come up. Another great setup is from double sleeve. So anytime I'm playing double sleeve, I have like a lasso, spider hook, and they have this one leg kind of blocking in the center, which is pretty common. What I focus on is just getting as much space as possible. So I'm out here, now there's so much more leverage for my attacks. I can do shin on shin triangles. They'll often follow by stepping their leg towards me, like this. And as long as I have that range, and I'm extending the spider hook to keep him far back, as long as I have that range, when I shift sides, see how quick that comes in? A lot of people, they're so close, they're trying to do this stuff and it feels very tight. But the more range you get, the more pull there is on your opponent, he has to respond to it. So he steps up, exactly. Now I can thread through, I immediately butterfly hook this, and I have both sleeves here. So it's very easy. I can do the forward bump one, but also I can tuck this arm. You can go around that way a bit, yeah. I can do the forward bump one, or also I can tuck this arm and start tilting him back here, come up on top and start passing. So another great situation to do this is from reverse DLReso. So when I'm playing reverse DLReso, I'm usually just focused on kind of like retention and keeping distance. And some opponents, when you keep distance really well, they step that leg in really deep like this. So I go reverse DLReso and I'm trying to threaten the invert. And if he stays up and he steps his base back a little bit with that leg, it can be hard to invert on the reverse DLReso. But when I feel that, and again, I'm blocking the space with this upper arm, this foot comes out to the hip and it's so fast to lace. Now I could lace here and immediately go for like a back take bolo, but I could also immediately butterfly hook here. Now the only difference here is the setups I showed before I had the sleeves. So when I do this one, if I go butterfly X here, as soon as I hit this, I want to get the collar and pull really hard to mess with his base. From here, I could go back to the hip, if you go around that side. Here, no, you're fine, so we work. Yeah. As soon as I pull him down here, I could try to go to the hip immediately and push and go for this one. If I have pulled here and I switch to the single leg grip, now it's locked in, so even if he was to stand back up here, I can turn this into a good single leg guard. I've done videos on this position before as well. So again, one more time, stand up, right? We're playing here, I'm attacking, I try reverse DLReso, he gives me the space, catch right there, boom, I'm in position. So a good knee grip here can be really useful because if he's hiding the sleeves, just keep your hands away. I can't get the sleeves, right? I go for the collar, he breaks really quick. So the only grip available is this, and he has to be postured up to break the grip so fast, right? It's hard to break the grip if he's low posture. So I catch here. So from here, I'm actually stiff arming the leg. So even if he was to step in, I have kind of counter pressure. And from here, it's really easy to just lunge into this position. Again, if he came in with his hands forward, not postured up like that, I wouldn't chase this because he could grab. So I'm looking for this stuff. So he hides this, right? Hide both. He goes here, he breaks this. See, here, boom, I pull straight into the position. Now I could go for the hip, go straight for the back, start building from there. All right, guys, hope you liked the video. And if you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to go to my website, www.johnthomasbjj.com. I have more organized content on there as well. And as always, if you like the content, like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot.